Hi guys, welcome back to teaatfour. I'm Christie.
I'm Billy.
And I'm Lauren, and this is a podcast where we talk all things that normally stay in the group chat. Oh, I thought that was like a fucking tumbleweed though.
No, it's supposed to be like...
That's better.
Sorry.
Nice.
And we are here celebrating International Women's Month today.
Woo! Shout out to the whole female crew.
Well done, everyone. Well done for being born a woman.
Yeah.
Yes.
A real
We
feat.
love to see it.
Yeah, you're a bit of an odd one out.
I know, sorry.
That's okay.
On
because
diversity.
allies are just as important as
Yes.
the women on International Women's Month.
Let me start with the good news. Tea of the week. And then go into the bad news.
Oh, okay. What is the good news?
Well, the good news is that we, last minute, were invited to the Brits.
That we
Yeah.
were. That
Which
we
is
were.
insane.
Yeah.
And tell us about it.
Yeah, so 4-9 got a little seat
Yeah.
just at the side of the O2 there. It was absolutely euphoric. It was honestly like a dream come true.
Love
Obviously,
that.
I would have had everyone there, but it was just one little measly seat. They managed to find us, but that's okay because next year we're all going to be
Yes,
there.
we
Everyone.
will. We'll present an award.
We'll present an award, or we'll actually
God, that'd be
perform, and we'll actually
amazing.
be gifted Best Artist of the Year.
God.
Podcast,
Okay.
Yeah.
new category.
Okay, fair.
Yeah. But no, it's absolutely amazing. Saw Sabrina Carpenter, saw our Queen Jade, saw Charlie XCX,
Oh,
just all my
wow.
fellow queens, and I know I'm supposed to be in a life where I'm surrounded by celebrities because it truly makes my heart sing in the most sad,
day.
pathetic little way. My veins were pumping with adrenaline.
It was such a big night for women as well. I was watching it like live.
Right?
Charlie took home like 5 of the biggest awards.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jade won Best Pop Act. Sabrina Carpenter was honoured with International Star
Artist of
Award.
the Year,
Artist
yeah.
of the Year.
Yeah.
Huge congrats to all those women on International Women's
From
Month.
the Billy Turner. So that's some huge accolades.
welcome.
Well
You're
done,
welcome.
the girls. Yeah, love it. But that was euphoric. And obviously, we're going to see Sabrina Carpenter on Saturday.
We
The
are.
short and sweet tour.
Double trouble.
Double.
Oh my
I
god.
know.
I'm actually going to
excited.
throw up. I'm so excited.
Oh, don't throw up. Don't do that. They might kick you
No.
out.
Hopefully.
Can you
What?
name a Sabrina Carpenter song, Christie?
Don't do this to me.
Come on. It
Got
must be
this.
there in the depths of your brain.
Okay, don't kill me. I'm working late. Is that
Yeah,
what's that?
What's the song
What's
called?
this song? One word.
Working late.
I'll give you some clues. It's a drink. Perhaps a,
A drink?
morning drink.
A drink.
A drink.
Drinky.
Are you drinking in the morning?
That you drink in the morning.
Coffee.
Italians have it. A type of coffee.
It's that me.
Mocha.
Yeah, come on. You're fooling us now.
It's that.
Me.
Me.
Huh?
Is that me? Oh, she doesn't
See-
drink coffee and she also doesn't
Yeah, what's
know
Ital-
any singers.
little
so-
short-
Latte.
Little short Italian drink.
Espresso.
Yes.
Yeah, no, espresso.
Espresso for
Espresso.
Caprino.
Cabrina Cabello.
Capri Sun.
Sabrina Carpenter. Espresso.
Espresso.
There we go.
Yeah, I know that song.
We got
Alright.
there in the
Yeah.
end.
Yes. Well, on some sadder news,
Oh no.
absolutely devastating news. The Glastonbury lineup was announced today.
Okay, wait. Before you guys womp, let me hear who it is.
Okay.
Because I've never been. So
Well, should we take it turns?
Okay.
I'll start off with Neil Young.
Don't know who that is.
No one does.
Jackson Rod Stewart. Rod Stewart.
No.
The 1975.
The 1975, a year. It's performing at Glastonbury.
Yes.
That is such a
Come on.
grandma
That
line.
is so
Oh my, or a
grandma
dad
of you.
joke. Okay, yeah, playing at Glastonbury. That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Olivia Rodrigo.
Yeah, know her.
Good.
Snow Patrol.
Yeah, you told me about them this morning.
Buster Rhymes.
Busta Rhymes, the one that goes, what is he doing there?
He's, I don't know,
I
lost.
don't know. By the looks of it, they've lost. They've busted their budget. By the looks of it.
Literally.
'Cause
Busta Rhymes, oh my gosh.
there's no one good this year. Doechie's going to be there, which is
Oh,
exciting.
she's amazing.
But apparently she's on at the same time as
Charlie XCX.
Charlie XCX.
Oh, why do they do
I
that?
know. It's
So
so
wait, you guys
Yeah.
you're gonna have to like split yourselves.
in
No.
half.
Do you know, it's not a good sign though, because this got released this morning and
Yeah.
I thought that Glastonbury Instagram account had been hacked. It was so shit.
I'm screaming.
I was like, there's no way. This got to be a Photoshop job. This got to be some kind of AI kind of
Yeah.
setup. No,
Someone
it
is
was
trying
real.
to prank your ass.
So wait, is that the confirmed lineup?
Yeah.
Yes,
No special guests.
regrettably.
Really? So who's the big act this year?
Exactly, we just told you them.
That's the big act this year.
The big bigs. I'd rather go to Wireless and see Drake 3 times.
Oh, stop it.
Period.
Really?
Really
If they'll take us.
So what was it? Who was headlining last year?
Dua
Elton,
Lipa,
Oh, lit.
Elton,
SZA.
Johnny Boy.
SZA.
No, Elton John was the year before, I think.
Oh, sorry.
It was Coldplay, Dua Lipa and SZA.
Ooh.
The year before that was like Elton John,
Year before, Lizzo, Miley Cyrus,
Ooh.
Billie Eilish.
Kylie Minogue.
So they've really stepped down a couple of pegs this year.
I just think Glastonbury doesn't have the budget for the big artists
was
anymore,
gonna say
and
that.
these
Facts.
big artists don't have the same. I don't think Glastonbury has the same kind of respect, or
Do you think?
like. I just think people, especially artists, don't care to perform there anymore if they're not being paid what they think their worth is.
Before it used to be like, oh no, I'll basically do it for no money because it's the Glastonbury. But nowadays I think it's so commercialized.
Yeah.
All I'm seeing there is influencers going there for free. Like, I think it's lost its
Yeah, the
special
spark.
quality.
It's
Really?
spark.
Ain't it meant to be like Glastonbury is our Coachella?
Glastonbury's been going
Yeah.
on since the 70s, and it's like arguably the biggest festival in the world in terms of
Do you know how?
numbers.
Do you know how I know that it's been going on for that long?
How?
Because there was a Simpson episode and they went to Glastonbury.
Shut up.
Ah,
Yeah.
that's quite cute.
Glastonbury in the
Yeah.
UK, they flew over and went.
Okay, maybe they didn't go to
Are you talking about Woodstock or something?
I don't know now. I remember them at a festival.
There was an
Fact
EastEnders.
check
There was
that.
an
Fact
EastEnders
checking.
episode. That's
I
why.
doubt it.
That doesn't seem right.
It's not.
No.
Please be.
Well,
Please
very
be right.
niche if they've keyed into that.
Well, I mean, if you guys are listening, executive producers of Simpsons, I think you should.
I think the Coachella lineup is better this year than
Do you think?
than Glastonbury, and I don't normally say that, but Coachella has the money. What is it? Lady Gaga,
Oh wow.
Post Malone, Charlie.
I don't know where the
XCX.
frick you've got that, but they didn't go to Glastonbury and the Simpsons.
Maybe it was in my dream. I don't know.
They go to the Hullabalooza Music Festival, if that's what you're
fuck's
talking
sake.
about.
Hullabalooza.
Yeah, close actually. Christie. Lollapalooza is a real festival. Hubbabalooza is made up. Oh my god.
Another
Stick
day.
to EastEnders references.
Yeah, maybe.
Another day in Christie's world.
Well,
Jokes. But yeah, anyway, regardless, we were very disappointed. And don't come to us in the comments and saying, well, sell your ticket then. No, I'll keep it.
I can
Yeah.
imagine.
Exactly. Glastonbury's it doesn't change the experience you have, but it makes you less
Exactly.
excited for
Yeah,
it.
it
Because
is about the music.
I think most of the time I go and I see about 3 people because I'm so hungover.
Pooing yourself in the tent.
I didn't do that. Don't
Did
put that
you?
out there. I didn't poo in the tent, Lauren.
And
I farted and followed through.
Almost.
oh my days.
Oh my god! Talking about Glastonbury horror stories. One year we made a flag of Miley Cyrus on the red carpet with her blue eyes, like, you know that. Oh,
Yeah.
for listeners, yeah, the reference photo where she's got bright blue eyes and she's like staring into the camera as if she's been possessed.
Yeah.
We made that into a flag, and then one time that was in our tent, and one time I came back from the thing late
This
at
is
night,
horrible.
all my pants and socks have been strewn out of my tent, and someone had pissed on my Miley flag. And all my pants are around the campfire.
They have violated
What kind
you.
of bandit does that?
I did say sorry. It was not me, so that's all.
Actually, Pete?
That was. I spent ages making that flag.
I know.
I sewed it. I got some lovely rainbow fabric and then ironed on Miley's crazy face. And then we couldn't even use it because it was covered in piss.
So wait, you couldn't even use at all. Like,
And I was right at the front that year. I was right at the front. Billy Ray Cyrus touched my hand.
Like 8 hours we were in one
I saw
fucking
you.
spot.
I saw you on the screen.
Yeah.
oh my
Insert
gosh.
Yeah.
I was,
It's iconic.
we got so drunk that day that we both ended up crying, didn't we?
Why? I
Because
mean,
she did one song and we was like, my mum, I love my mum.
she's like, Hannah Montana, Hannah Montana.
She was like, most people think this song is about my husband, but it's actually about the love I have for my mum. And I'm like,
Oh, stop it.
I love my mum too.
I am going to be watching. When is Glastonbury?
The 26th of June.
Oh, great. Oh,
Oh, I'm watching Simpsons.
no, even that.
Simpsons.
I won't. Just make sure you guys save all your clips because I won't be able to watch over social media.
Babe, there's playback. There's YouTube.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
not
but I
like
wanna
this is the
see-
80s.
But I want to see you guys' experience, not them.
Oh, all right then.
Yeah, so-
fair.
We'll live stream it.
Oh, yeah, maybe we'll do a little vlog.
Yes, please do vlog.
Obviously, it is International Women's Day, International Women's Month, but the ideal world would celebrate women every day. So, do any of you guys have any ways that you would imagine a perfect world where we could celebrate women every day? Not even a perfect world, a real world.
I think celebrating people is important, but also just acknowledging the kind of like the hardships that come with everyday life, like being aware, especially as an ally and as a man, of like how severe like your periods are and how kind of like that affects your everyday day-to-day life. And you know, and it's not so much championing that, but just being there in a way that kind of like you feel that you're being heard, and it's not just like another man rolling their eyes and being like, oh God, yeah, here she goes, that time of the month. And I think actually taking into consideration, you know, women's feelings are valid. And I think a lot of the time men especially say that women are overly emotionally charged, and actually taking into consideration women's feelings and what they've got to say, like small gestures like that, I guess.
I love that answer.
Good.
That was gorgeous.
You're welcome.
Well done.
Cry.
Christie.
What I do is I call all my friends' parents, like their mothers. I check in on them. I call them my mums. So I'll be like, oh, I haven't spoken to Lahani's mum in a minute, so I'll call Lahani's mum, have a chat with her, like, just thinking about you, hope you're all right, or just literally just call my friends' mums.
That's so lovely.
Just to kind of like,
It's gorgeous.
yeah, I feel like us kids sometimes we don't call our parents as much, so yeah, calling your friend's parent, making sure they're, you know, just checking in on them, to be
If I
honest.
did that to some of my friends' mums, they'd be like, you're right.
Yeah. What have you done?
Is everything okay?
So why are you calling me? Yeah, I've literally got all my friends' mums' numbers on my phone as
that
mum
is
this, mum,
sweet.
yeah, literally.
Aw, you're
that's
a
what
good
I do.
girl. Love that. Okay, my one for this is maybe a bit of a hot take.
Okay.
But I think as women, we are very much conditioned to kind of pit ourselves against each other a little bit. And that's kind of in the sense that we've been taught that there's not room for all of our success or all of our beauty. And
Word.
there's always one person that has to be better than the other. And I think something I've witnessed, and maybe it's quite dystopian using it in like a social media context, but you know, there's like that classic meme of just like my 3 fucking strangers on the internet hyping me up on my like Instagram posts or my stories or the content that I put out, especially with us, we do stuff creatively. And it's weird sometimes when those random couple of strangers hype you up more than your close circle of female friends. And what is that about?
I agree.
Dude, I disagree.
No, I actually do agree. I feel like, because as like your friends, they know what you do, so it's just like, okay, cool, you know what, yeah, congrats, like, do you know what I mean? Let's say for instance you did a project and that was very, very small, but it meant the world to you. Your friend will probably be like, oh my God, congrats, or just like it, that's it. A stranger
It's
will
the
be
lack
like,
of acknowledgement
this
at
is
all.
it. A stranger will be like, no, I loved how you did this. They go in depth, and you're thinking, rah, I feel
What did I do to bestow that on
shivers,
you?
right? Like shivers. And it happened to me in church actually last week. A random girl was like, oh my gosh, I love your TikToks. And I'm thinking, I've not posted in a minute. What are you talking about? She's like, I love your editing style. It's so cool. You've really inspired me. And then that literally gave me the energy to go home and be like, all right, what am I going to create next? So I think it's better when you hear it from somebody you don't know.
Yeah, but it should really matter hearing it from your close girlfriends. Like, no?
I think it does, but it's more that because they know you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Whereas somebody's complete, like for instance, Sabrina Carpenter was like, oh my God, Lauren, your hair today, 10 out of 10. I'm telling you, you're going to wear that same hairstyle.
Yeah.
Do you know what I
think
mean?
Also, like when it comes from strangers, it's because they don't interact with you very often. They don't
Yeah.
see you very often or see what you do. Whereas for friends, you probably see it all the time. And like, there does, I think, come a line where like, oh, I can't tell you every time you do something that's amazing. Do you know what I mean? And like, I think that sometimes our friends, I think the friends who are in our close circle,
Yeah.
I like would tell them something in person, but I wouldn't necessarily comment on everything that they do.
Not talking comment. I'm saying that if someone had posted something really creative, really fun, one of my close friends, and I then, the next time I see them, they're talking to me about it, that they've seen it. What's your fucking double tap? It doesn't cost you money. Like, that's just like why aren't you hyping me up in private and public?
I think as in our friendship circles, we overconsume what we all do.
Sure.
So I think that's what it is, because we're over consuming what everyone's doing. Like, I mean, okay, what did Lauren do this weekend? I'm looking at your story, looking at your story. So I over consume that to the point where it's like I don't think we tend to forget, but we have a way of forgetting, not intentionally. I don't think it's intentional.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, I
I mean?
agree.
Yeah.
I just want to say as well, it feels very like dystopian and weird having this
Yeah.
conversation, but it's just something that's
Yeah.
cropped up for me as a woman. And I think naturally on social media, we've just got a habit to see a person, feel quite jealous or envious of their more better creative abilities than you, or they're
Yeah.
more beautiful than you. And I think as women, we should really be clubbing together and putting that aside and just like, you go.
But then I also feel like sometimes we put so many measurements in place that like, oh, why didn't my friend do this? Why didn't my friend do that? Instead of actually just, you know, with friends, you don't have to live by these rules and
Standards,
these expectations. You know, like if you don't like something that I've done, I don't really care. It doesn't really change our friendship. Like,
Yeah, maybe it's an ish me.
I don't know. Like I do, like there are some times where like with like work, say like the podcast, and then my friends are like, oh, I've not seen it. I don't don't follow it. And I was like, why?
What's the reason?
Why is that?
Excuse me?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I follow your dog's Instagram account.
Yeah. The legitness. Yeah. I don't know. I get that. That's just my hope for a way,
think it's
a
like
world that we celebrate women is
Yeah.
that we don't just celebrate women from afar. We're celebrating women close to us, women that are doing amazing things
I think
outside of our
I think
circles.
you're definitely right there, though, that we are so quick to celebrate women that are at a distance.
Sure.
Yeah.
And
Like
maybe-
celebrities and stuff.
Celebrities and like, or even like micro influencers, like, and sometimes actually we should be championing those closest to us.
There we go. That's it. It's when I don't see something on mine, but then Kylie Jenner's got she's not seeing that.
Yeah.
She's not fucking seeing your little like.
Just be nice,
But
guys.
no,
be
give a like to
kind.
everyone.
Yeah.
Love everybody.
We're going to play a game of Brutal with stories of everyday sexism. Let's get into it.
First one. I went out for a drink with my parents. My dad asked me what I wanted and I said a beer. He came back with a pint for him and half a pint for me. I
Hey.
said, why did you get me half a pint? He said, well, I just assumed you wouldn't want a full pint.
Who said that?
Why didn't you just ask? That is a little bit of an assumption as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
I think it's the delusion that he doesn't want to believe that the daughter drinks.
Or it's like if you ask for a beer and then they come back with a shandy. Like that's a microaggression.
Oh my God.
That's an
yeah.
actual direct microaggression.
That's a direct attack. I went out for drinks with my mum and dad and my sister at the weekend for my dad's birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Dad.
Happy birthday, Paul.
And my dad was just getting my sister like the same drinks as everyone else, or at least checking. I was the one who was having half pints,
Yeah.
so I wanted to pace myself.
Yeah.
And my
Well
sister
done,
was there
you.
nicking down like full pints of ale. And I was like, honey, you're going to be sick.
Yeah, that kind of idea that like cocktails are for the girls and then beers are for the boys. Very
Yeah.
outdated.
Oh my God. Most of the girls that I'm friends with drink beer as well, like pints.
Yeah,
Sinking back. Glug, 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 glug.
absolutely.
Ladettes.
I've never had a beer.
Oh, you've told me this before, and you said this to me last time I gave you a beer. So I'm not buying this anymore, Christie.
Yeah, but I tasted the beer. I never had the beer. I've tasted it. Don't really like it.
You never did sink to
Damn.
pint.
Nah.
Maybe we'll get
I'm
you a half pint
Do
after
you know what it
this.
is? I'm a... No, to be honest, I think me and my dad, I can down a whiskey shot with
Yeah.
him. You know, just a nice
Ooh, the hard stuff.
Yeah, the hard stuff. Hard liquor.
I can't do that. That makes
Yeah,
me.
I think in terms of brutal, have a word with your dad. I'd give that
I think that's
an
a,
8.
that's like a circumstantial thing, because I don't think all dads are like that.
No, not all.
No, but like for me, that would be a little bit like, what are you trying to say?
But I'd say speak up next time. To be like,
Yeah.
no, dad, I don't want to.
Is it out of 10 or
Yeah.
5?
10.
3.
10. Yeah, 3.
3 out of 10.
Oh no, I'd say 8.
8, really?
Eight,
You
I'll
find
say
that
that.
really brutal?
Just
you?
because I hate men.
I say 5.
Sorry.
I say 3.
In a pub, chatting to some people, I'm with friends. We're talking to a small group of middle-aged men next to us. One guy asks me what job I do. I say, guess. No way he didn't.
Come on.
His friend says, high-class prostitute.
I'm not actually shocked by that, because I feel like as soon as you said middle-aged men, I was like, you know they're going to say something gross.
High class prostitute.
Yeah.
That's so gross. And like, that's just, there's, not to typecast people, but there is definitely a certain like age generation who still think that kind of joke is really funny and groundbreaking and
Ooh,
tongue in
shaming
cheek.
sex
But
workers.
also, he's insinuating that maybe he likes the girl, high-class prostitute. Do you know what I mean? In kind of sly, a rude way, very
Yeah.
sly. What are you trying to insinuate?
Right.
Kind of coming across like he's insecure. He's aware that she's beautiful
Yeah.
and has to kind of, the only way he could think to bring her down is to make a joke that he thinks is degrading. But if she is high class prostitute, good on her.
I don't know. I think that's just a poor response.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah, I think also like when I say I'm not shocked by that, it's like there is definitely like that kind of, I've heard that before. I
Yeah,
think,
100%.
1,000 times by
Yeah.
like the same kind of old age men.
Yeah.
Do you know that Peppa Pig? Sorry, I don't know what I'm referencing Peppa Pig, but have you seen that? Wait, let me land. Let me land. Have you guys seen that Peppa Pig meme where she's on the phone and then she just hangs up?
No.
No.
I don't think I'm on Peppa Pig top.
I would give that good 8.5.
Yeah.
9 for me because that's very cheeky and very rude.
Yeah, that's an instant.
Distasteful.
Yeah.
It's a disrespect, isn't it?
Yeah.
I was working at a cafe when I was 16. A customer asked me when I was due. I said, no, I'm not pregnant. And they laughed and said, no, really? Sorry, 16. Firstly, you don't say that anyway. You don't do that. But
Yeah.
the
shouldn't
follow-up,
laugh.
brazy stuff.
You could send the poor 16-year-old to one serious bad mental space because now they're thinking, oh my God, is this how I look like? And now they're judging themselves.
Yeah.
That's rude.
It's true. What's the is there even a male equivalent? If a 16-year-old boy was stood there with a bit of tub and timber on him, oh, are you staying in and playing on your Xbox every Friday night and binging?
Yeah, you can't really say
Don't do that.
I'm going to play devil's advocate because
Uh-oh.
there was one time I was sitting on the train with a friend and I was sitting in my tube seat and I'm aware that I have to give up my tube seat for people who need it. And I saw a lady get on and I was like, oh, about to get up and be like, here you go, do you want to sit down? Because I thought she was pregnant. And my friend grabbed me and was like, she's not pregnant. And I was like, okay, thank God I didn't say anything.
I mean, though, you had polite intentions
Polite
there,
intentions,
and it's more just like the
yeah.
difference between saying it out loud and then thinking it in your head.
Unless I see I also was where I was sat down, I couldn't see if she had a baby badge on.
on.
And normally I
Yeah.
just look out for baby badges and that's the only way I'll ever.
Do you know what? This is an interesting conversation as well. I think it's actually gone. I think it's gone really far the other way because now I'm so scared to even acknowledge, even if a person is like fully pregnant. Like someone today I saw fully pregnant, and I my eyes are diverting, and I don't know whether to say congratulations because it's like I've got so scared of just being like congratulations, and then be
Lively.
like, actually I'm just fucking bloated from lunch.
Yeah.
You know? Oh my
Yeah.
God, yeah, Blake Lively sitch.
Yeah, you just get that in your face.
Yeah.
I also just don't think it's anyone's place to comment on a woman's body.
Yeah.
Sure.
So
Sure.
if she's pregnant, if she's not, unless the conversation is opened up by them,
Yeah.
keep your mouth shut.
And just say a huge apology if you've got it really wrong like that.
A huge apology.
Yeah, brutal.
Brutal. I think that's quite,
10.
Yeah, I don't like that
That's
one.
rude as
12.5.
Yeah, I actually find that kind of like to be a little bit more. I don't know. That would stick if I heard that. That would stick with me more than the kind
Exactly.
of the high class prostitute because I know that that's just a trashy joke, whereas
Yeah.
that's coming from like it feels malicious,
Yeah.
and it's not obviously not. But you know when some people come across that way, and you're like,
yeah,
Doesn't
for
sit
sure.
right.
Is the no really?
yeah.
That's rude, man.
I do a pub quiz with my male friends every week. There's another group of guys that go weekly and they know my friends. They speak to them and never acknowledge me. They
Hey.
refer to our team as the boys. Oh, the boys are winning again. Oh, you boys are on fire today.
Oh, I
And-
don't like that.
Yeah, she's just being ignored.
They're not acknowledging.
It's
her.
different when like I'm with a group of girls and someone refers to us as a group of girls. I love that. Yes, I am part of the girls. I don't
Yeah.
need to be like identified by my gender. But when
Yeah.
you're erasing someone like that, it feels different. I actually get annoyed when if someone says like, "Oh, it's a girls' night and Billy," because that feels like I'm like,
Yeah.
Not included.
Right.
like I feel like in this scenario, I don't think she would have the same outlook.
No, it's just like you've got a vocabulary of words. You can just say the boys and
I'll
Stephanie.
just say there.
Yeah, that's peak. But I'd speak up about that, to be honest.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think if she doesn't speak up about it, then of course they're not gonna know that she feels some type of way. I feel like they probably just all used to it, and she's because they've always done it. It's something that's just
It also
Yeah.
like comes across though like the boys are doing well as if like they're insinuating she's not actually adding to anything in the group.
Yeah,
Especially when it's
true.
like a pub quiz and you're like it's all based on knowledge. It's almost like they're assuming that she isn't contributing.
just change it to the gang.
The game.
the gang, peeps, or
Yeah.
maybe get a team name. That will solve all the problems.
Diversity.
I'm gonna give that a 6 out of 10.
5 for me. I don't think it's that.
Yeah, 5 actually.
Six.
When I was in year 11, my teacher told a group of us girls off in the playground because our socks were showing too much ankle and it was distracting.
I hate that.
Oh, you fucking fancy my ankles, miss. That's
Well, you assume
bizarre.
is it a female teacher? Or a male
Doesn't
teacher?
say.
Oh, I don't know. I had that from both women and men teachers in school.
Really?
Just like the obsession over the skirt length.
Controversial opinion here,
it.
but I really agree. And at my school, a lot of the time, I don't want to be ageist, but it was like
The women enforcing it more.
it was always, yeah, like you said, female staff that were enforcing it and kind of being like, you're going to distract the boys, and it was just like, we used to have these female teachers that would stand on certain corners of the corridor and they would pull the girls aside, pull their skirts down in front of everyone.
Oh, well, that's assault. That's
Yeah.
actually assault.
Right.
We get my teacher to have a battery.
I think that school has now, every girl has to wear trousers.
Yeah, I don't know how
Really?
it is the same way now, but I had similar thing, the obsession with the skirt. I'd see teachers stand with a makeup wipe and make like a girl take off their makeup. I think there's a way of doing it that's not from the perspective, like you're saying, like making it seem like it's you're distracting the boys, like you need to look more professionally, and then embarrassing schoolgirls.
Yeah.
Because that was definitely the feel when I was in school.
I mean, I went to all girls school, so I heard that all the time. But I think it was in a way, it has its negatives, but also its positives. Because when I left school and I went to college, I went to sixth form, which was mixed. So for me, it was a whole new experience, right? So then now you're kind of remembering, okay, cool, you can't wear stuff that's overly, exposing because you're sitting next to a boy in class.
Yeah.
Or do you know what I mean? It's like I used to sit like this on the side, making sure my legs don't touch the boy's legs.
Oh my
For
God.
the first week of starting in that sixth form, because it was just so bizarre to me. But I do get it. I feel like there is a way you deliver it. I would have in a girls' school, because it was a Catholic school as well. I would appreciate from the women, the female teachers. But if a guy, a sir, told me that, I'd be a bit like, And plus, oh my God, there was a story, right? One of our teachers in my school, he actually was dating one of the girls in the school, and she was one of the girls that always used to tell her, oh yeah, don't pull your skirt down. So yeah.
my God.
How old was she?
I think, how old are you in year 10?
Oh my God, year 10?
That's a paedophile.
That is
There's
a paedophile.
in the
He
school.
got arrested.
I was going to say.
Shit.
And what schools would do, I think, did wrong was they obviously had the best interests. They don't want the girls to be constantly groped or upskirted, but making it sound like, you're wearing this and that's why they're going to do it.
Yeah.
Instead of being like, look, the guys at this age are not right and it's disgusting, but you need to make sure you're doing everything to protect yourself so that like people don't start saying that, oh, well, you did this and that, which is just completely like unfair and not right.
Very true. That's a really good point. Just as much as the focus was on the girls and the way that they look and protecting themselves, there should be a big focus on men and how they view women and the male gaze and things like that. I think hopefully it's more balanced in schools these days.
I don't know though. Like,
I mean, it took, when I was in school, we were petitioning for us to start wearing trousers, and it's only now that my old school, secondary school, are allowed trousers.
Really?
Yeah, so it was literally from the start of the year to the end, just skirts.
That's so weird. That's weird.
Literally.
yeah, it's weird that they would enforce the skirts.
Yeah.
Trousers are a little bit more unisex, so
Right, thank
everyone
you.
can feel
Absolutely.
comfortable in trousers.
Yeah.
I just think schools need to do more than just provide basic education.
Yeah.
You spend like most of your early life there. They need to be providing kids with these kind of like real life studies, like learning about different sexualities, different cultures. Like looking back on it, I hated religious studies, but there should be something like that where you discuss how different families
Did you not do citizenship?
it wasn't really that serious.
We did it, I think, was it secondary school? Just in secondary school for like 2 years, and then it stopped. But I think that lesson would be so beneficial. I don't even think they do it now.
Yeah, there should be something on like being able to understand different culture, respect culture, ways of life. And in that, I think men or the guys should also have a lesson on misogyny, like a weekly study of like how what you're saying is going to affect people.
That's such a good point, because I feel like the introduction to these kind of things is young men learning about feminism, and I think there are such aggressive feelings associated with the word feminism nowadays. And like if you were to ask a 16-year-old boy nowadays, are you a feminist, they'd be like, oh my fuck, like what is that, what the world ruled by women kind of thing. And it's just maybe not the right.
Yeah, I think it's the way it's been perceived, because I remember when as a young babe, when I was young in primary school, I was very much a tomboy, right? And I used to hate when people be like, oh yeah, you can't play football with the guys, you've got to play darts in the playground with the girls, you got to play skipping with the girls. I used to hate that. So I was always that child, especially at home. My mum used to hate me. Like, I wouldn't wear a skirt, I'd wear jeans, I'd wear a hoodie. I wore a hoodie for since about up until like
Born in it.
Yeah, born in it.
Born and raised.
Past secondary school, actually. Maybe I think I just started dressing up more girly after secondary school. So it's one of them was like just enforcing that kind of, understand there's gender roles, but you are allowed to do what men do.
Absolutely.
Yeah, super interesting, because I was going to ask you that as a follow-up question about what we should be teaching in schools, because that's such a... And I think you are right. Like, women, we should be able to wear what we want at school, and it's not immediately that idea is then... it's on us.
Yeah.
Men are never taught at school like you shouldn't be behaving that way. Like, oh no, don't do that, it's naughty. But like, we're not actually going deep.
Do better, education system.
Now for this episode, we're going to play our favourite game of facts, stats and fiction, where we listen to some questions and find the answers.
Let's go.
Another quiz.
Which country became the first to pass a law requiring equal pay in sports for men and women's national teams? Christie.
Switzerland.
Is it?
Norway.
Wait,
enough.
I didn't get to guess.
Said it with your chest.
Oh, that's interesting, isn't it? Like equal pay in terms of sports and stuff.
I didn't even know people were paid.
What?
What do you mean?
To play sport? Lauren.
Oh, like football.
Yeah, I think that were like teams and stuff.
Oh,
But
yeah,
like
national teams.
I was having a conversation like around, obviously there's like a massive pay disparity between male and female football players. But I don't want to come across as a misogynist. I feel like footballers should be paid for like how much they bring in. Do you know what I mean?
But is the reason for why women don't bring in as much as men systemic? I feel like there's so much standing in front of why men are so much further ahead in terms of sports than women.
But then maybe, but like I feel like with something like that, and it's like the same with any kind of field. Like when someone, do you know what I mean? Like if women's football brings in so much money,
Yeah, but
that it should be based on like how, like with tennis, like the female tennis players are arguably way more enjoyable to watch because their rallies last longer and it's a better game of tennis. And like within something like that, when it's a kind of an equal playing field of people going to see it, then yeah, the 100% you should be paid for like what you bring in. Otherwise, it doesn't really make sense if like.
No, I personally feel like I think because there's not been like emphasis on women playing football. That's the only reason why they don't get paid as much, or you can't kind of put in the basis where what they bring in is what they should get paid because they haven't had the equal opportunity. Like if they pumped the same amount of money that they use in male football to female football, surely.
But have you ever gone to a football game to see women footballers?
My friends play. I go watch them.
Like a professional football, like Arsenal, you go see female Arsenal.
No, but I watch them at home on Sundays on the TV.
But like, that's what I mean. Like if the audience isn't paying into it, into women's sports, then...
I do. Do you know what though? It's so much deeper than that because like when I hear a group of boys talk about, because what makes football are the fans, and a majority of them are like the classic football hooligan, the die-hard fans. And when I hear those men talk about women's football, it's like, oh, what a load of rubbish. Women's Euros doesn't count that they won.
Yeah.
And it's like it's so much deeper than just like people gravitating towards the sport and like celebrating it. I think it's way deeper than that.
I feel like they should put some more respect on it because last year the women's team did way better than the men's team. Where did you guys come?
Yeah, that's
Thank
true.
you. Just saying.
Yeah, and it doesn't have the fucking nastiness surrounding it.
Exactly.
Like how vulgar and aggressive people get around the Euros and the World Cup on the men's teams. It's like there's a reason why things like domestic violence and stuff go up. And I think that you're right. We should put more respect on women's sports, women's football.
Who became the first openly LGBTQ plus person to travel to space in 2022?
Oh,
I don't know this one. In 2022, so this year. No.
Oh, Christie, wake up! 3 years later.
No.
I don't even know. I didn't know.
I didn't even know that yet.
I did a video.
I bet it's a name that we've heard and we're going to be like, oh my gosh.
I actually think the first woman that went up into space was a lesbian. Double fact check that for me. She wasn't out at the time, but she later came out in the 90s.
Oh,
She went up in the 80s.
well, this was 2022.
2022, I did a video about a woman that went up into space. She was the 100th woman to go up into space. And I don't know if it was 2022 or 2023, but she did a video and it was with Blue Origin and it got taken down because basically all the comments were fucking misogynistic.
Oh.
Because she's like laying down like the kind of facial expressions as you can imagine as you're going up into like the atmosphere.
Stop it.
That everyone was just like, then Blue Origin took the video down.
Oh.
It was
Can't
an
remember her
American
name.
astronaut named Sarah Gillis.
I think it might be Sarah Gillis that I'm talking about. Let me double
Really?
check the TikTok.
Big up, Sarah.
Because the first person to go.
Oh no, I'm talking about Emily Candrelli. Sally Ride
No.
was a lesbian and she was the first woman in space.
No, 2022.
Yeah, but she went up in the 70s.
Oh,
Well, there's a
yeah.
lot of like controversial about using the term open as well.
Really?
Yeah, some people find it like, I don't know, like,
Why should you have to specify?
yeah, kind of. I suppose we're in a different time now and like having been queer in the 70s would have been a different, you know, she wouldn't have had the same respect. And so it almost kind of like takes away her credit of getting to where she was and what she accomplished.
That's valid.
So like when people now say the openly gay one, it kind of discredits the work she's already done because she had to hide who she was in a time that wasn't like supportive.
That's a really good point. And we don't say the openly straight Lauren May.
Exactly, yeah. Openly
You
straight.
don't do that.
No.
Ugh.
It's crazy that only in 2022.
In 2022, which country officially added feminism as a guided principle in its government policies?
Ooh.
What year?
2022, not the UK.
2022.
Spain?
Spain? Yeah, I was going to say Spain.
Yeah.
Oh, Spain have just made IVF free, I think, as well.
Yeah, we were talking about this.
They're
2
very
years ago.
progressive. No.
Should we go to Spain?
No, that was for same-sex couples. Now I think it's free for everyone.
Oh, really?
I think so. If you can check.
What's the question? Sorry.
Spain IVF free. We could just kind of.
Spain offers free IVF to single women, lesbians, bisexuals, and transgender people.
That's
Was that
incredible.
recently? Single people.
In 2021.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Apparently, I was reading the news from Sabrina Christie. Oh yeah, so Spain. So well done,
That's
guys.
great. That's up for
Amazing.
Spain.
Super progressive country.
Another little Barcelona.
Barcelona.
They don't like it when we go over there.
Yeah.
What?
So they like feminism, they like IVF, but they don't like tourists.
No. They spray people with water guns.
You do.
In the past 20 years, what percentage of films passed the Bechdel test?
The what test?
Some of the criteria is really weird.
So there's 3 criteria. The first one is it has to have at least 2 women that are featured. These women have to talk to each other and they have to discuss something other than a man is the Bechdel test.
Oh my God.
But there's a lot of films that like just make the Bechdel test, but then it's literally just like one line between 2 women.
Oh.
And it's just like, a lot of films don't make it.
Oh, I would say maybe 10%.
Yeah.
What
something
percentage
low
of
like
films
that.
passed the test in the last 20 years?
20 years.
20 years. So it's back then I doubt it.
Because if you think about like the amount of films there are that like actually, yeah, they've got women in it, but their women don't talk to each other. Look at Monsters Inc.
That is
Doesn't
a very
have
random.
Yeah,
I'm trying to
that's
think of
very
like
random.
obvious films that we like know and love, but actually,
Mulan is all about.
I'd say 5%.
yeah, I don't think Shrek passes it.
Hey, not Shrek.
When you think about it, Princess Fiona is the only female character.
Fiona.
Even in High School Musical, Gabriella and Sharpay don't really talk.
Yeah,
No, but she
Yeah, but
talks
her
to
and Kelsey-
that other,
talk
Kelsey
about-
and the other girl.
yeah,
You've watched
Taylor.
High School Musical?
Yeah, Taylor.
Yeah. Love that.
It's actually
Zach and Cody haven't.
How much?
20%.
Oh,
20.
so-
Sorry, I've lied.
Oh, more than I
50%.
thought.
50%.
50% pass it.
Yeah. But again, it's like to what extent?
Yeah, it's like actually when you look at it, there's some really like
Probably scrape the barrel.
A lot of the Marvel films don't pass the Bechdel test.
yeah. Who said your self-worth is determined by you? You don't have to depend on someone telling you who you are.
The Queen,
Michelle Obama.
Beyonce.
Oh,
And you didn't even know that.
I was giving you guys a
You
chance.
said the Queen. Half
Yeah,
of her.
I said Michelle Obama. She said the Queen.
Queen herself, Queen.
Oh,
Bye.
Oh, that's a beautiful quote.
Can you
quote.
just say it one more time, please?
Shall I do it in her accent?
Yes, please.
Beyonce. Who said your self-worth is determined by you. You don't have to depend on someone telling you who you are.
I thought that was his accent.
No, I wasn't going to do it because I didn't want to embarrass her. Is that when she did the in 2020, loads of celebrities were doing like messages to the graduating class. That sounds like something she might have said there.
Oh, where did
Sorry.
it come from?
Well, like she did the speech and then people edited the speech, so she ends up saying, "You are dumb, unattractive, overweight."
I love the
And I
internet.
was like, "Yeah, yes, I am."
That's funny.
What percentage of women grow the world's staple crops? I don't even know what staple crops are.
What?
Like-
the main crops.
Yeah,
Just staple crops.
What's that?
like
Grains.
crops, the most important crops. Rice, is that a grain?
Olives and stuff.
Why can't they say food then? Staple
What
crops.
percentage of women? Well, it's a very outdated view, really, that you picture a little farmer, a little man farmer, to grow your crops. Hopefully
Percentage.
that's
Can I
different
say,
these
like-
days.
I also around the world as well. Like that's got to be different, surely. Like
I'm
I mean,
thinking back home, a lot of the people that actually tend to like the crops are women.
Oh,
Yeah.
slay.
Yeah.
I might go high and go like 60%.
Yeah.
80%.
I was going to say 80.
Women farmers.
Women farmers.
Because we tend.
And if you think about in like Asia, like a lot of like the rice farms and stuff like that,
Yeah.
it's like a lot of women.
What an impressive stat.
Who run the world?
Girls.
Girls.
So it's not just Jeremy Clarkson on his big tractor.
This is what I'm fucking Gerald.
That's true.
That's what I picture.
Yeah. 80 is a good number.
80 is a good number.
Well, on that note, we want to wish you all a happy International Women's Month and Day, celebrating all the amazing women in the world, the amazing women here, and the allies. We're so grateful for you.
Woo!
Love you. See you next week.
Girls.